Adding and subtracting decimals. How to add decimals. You add like place values with whole numbers, and you do the same with decimals. So I'm going to line up my ones, which is the 1 and the 2. Then I'm going to line up my tenths, which is the 4 and the 3. And then I'm going to line up my hundredths, which is the 3 and the 8. I'm lining it up by the place value. Now I'm going to add. So 3 plus 8 is 11. I'm going to put my 1 at the bottom, regroup the other one to the top. 4 plus 3 is 7, plus 1 is 8. And then I'm going to add 1 plus 2, which is 3. And then I'm going to bring down my decimal. And it should just come straight down because you did it by its place value. Let's try a different one. All right, so I'm going to add 11.6 plus 5.45. Well, if we look with 11.6, my 6 is going to be in the tenths place. I have no number in the hundredths place. So what I'm going to put in there is I can put in a 0 to hold that place value because there's nothing in that place value. So I'm going to add 0 plus 5 is 5. 6 plus 4 is 10. I'm going to put my 0 and then regroup to the top. 1 plus 1 plus 5 is 7. And then bring down my 1. And if you look, when I bring my decimal down, it ends up being in the correct place because I line my numbers up by place value. All right, subtracting decimals. Again, you're going to do the same steps. I'm going to use place value to line up the numbers. So no matter if I'm adding or subtracting, I'm always going to use place value to line up the numbers. Step 2, I'm going to subtract the hundredths and then the tenths, regroup if necessary. Subtract the ones and then the tens, regroup as necessary. So I'm always going to start from the right and work my way over, just like I do when I'm subtracting or adding whole numbers. All right, so here I have 27.5. I'm going to line it up. The 5 is in the tenths place. Then I have 21.7. The 7 is in the tenths place. I can't subtract 7 from 5, so I have to borrow from the 7. The 7 becomes a 6, the 5 becomes a 15. 15 minus 7 is 8, 6 minus 1 is 5, and 2 minus 2 is 0. And then, of course, because I lined it up by place value, I can bring my decimal down. All right, let's try a different one. 856.02 minus 48.12. So what I'm going to do is, again, line up my place value. I'm going to subtract using place value. And because I lined up my place value, my answer is the decimal is going to be easy to bring down. So 2 minus 2 is 0. Those are the numbers that are in the hundredths place. Then I'm going to look at what's in the tenths place. I'm going to subtract from the tenths. 10 minus 1 is 9. And then I'm going to go over to my 6. My 6 is going to be a 15 because I'm going to borrow from the 4 and make it a 15. 15 minus 8 is 7. And then 4 minus 4 is 0. And my last place value is the hundredths. So I'm always going to start at the hundredths and work my way over to whole numbers. All right, practice time. Pause the video on each question to practice. Use place value to line up the numbers. You can draw a place value chart, but you need to use place value to line up the numbers. Again, pause the video, solve it. All right, my answer should have been 3.23. If you didn't get that, look and see if you lined up your place values correctly. All right, next problem, question number 2. Again, pause your video. Use place value to line up the numbers. Pause the video and solve. All right, your answer should have been 81.11. Again, if you didn't get that, make sure that look at how you solved. Did you line up your place values? Question number 3. Pause the video and solve. Use place value to line up the numbers. Your answer should have been 38.7. If you didn't get 38.7, look to see that you lined up your place values. All right, next question. Question number 4. Use place value to line up the numbers. Again, this is going to be addition, so make sure you use place value to line up the numbers. All right, your answer should have been 8.89. If you didn't get that answer, look and see if you lined up your place value or maybe you subtracted when you should have added. Look at that carefully. Thank you for watching the video. Feel free to subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and I have products on Kahoot and Teachers Pay Teachers.